Yo, what is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be ranking the best power forwards in NBA 2K23 MyTEAM here on this tier list. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 10,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day, and I would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. Without further ado, let's hop right into it. Let's start off with Amar'e Stoudemire, who's just a solid all-around card. I think B tier is pretty fair. You could even maybe argue A tier, and then we may wind up moving him up. But he's super athletic, a great slasher, has his jumper on very quick, which is not an elite jumper, but on very quick, it's definitely much better. And I think he's a really good all-around card. I like him a lot. Great slasher, obviously, like I said, and then defensively, he holds it down. He's solid. He's got good size. He can do a lot of things really well at the power forward position. And I mean, he's very good for a budget power forward. I think B tier is pretty fair for him. Another guy who we're going to go B, or even, we're going to go C for AD, because AD's releases on normal, it's kind of slow. Plain and simple. He's got decent sigs. He moves all right, but he doesn't have as good sigs as Amar'e. He's not as good of a slasher as Amar'e. He's got better half defensive badges, but everything else is kind of worse. And honestly, I mean, AD was incredible for his time and still is usable. The power forward position is deep, but I think C tier is probably the fairest spot for AD. We may wind up adjusting this just a little bit as we go on, but we got Bam, who's only 6'9", so he's undersized. Sigs-wise, Embiid, ooh, he's still got the release on normal and the Embiid dribble style and the basic leaner. This card is basically the other Opal with slightly better stats and badges, but it's not enough to really do that much. I mean, he's C tier because of the fact that his animations just aren't good. Mid-release, doesn't have a good leaner, no movement. Few flaws there for sure. Bob Nedelicki's going to go, ooh, this is tough. I think I'm going to go S for Bob. I really do think he's like probably the last guy in S, but I think S is fair for Bob Nedelicki. I mean, he might move down to A. We'll see. He's a great card, though. Really do like Bob a lot. Incredible release. I know he's tiny bit undersized at 6'9", but the half defensive badges are there. The sigs are there. He's got normal leaner. He's got a ton to like about this card. And his release is one of my favorite couple releases in the game. So going to throw him in the S tier. Channing Frye's kind of slow. Mediocre release. He's not terrible, but he's, compared to these guys, really doesn't hold his own, to be completely honest. So I think D tier is fair for him. Chet's going to go, we're going to throw Chet in S for right now as well. I think between Bob and Chet, it's really close between these two guys. I think you could really go either way. Bob has the better release. Chet has better size, really good defender. He does have, like, he's kind of weak. He's low strength, does kind of get pushed around a little bit occasionally, but his length and his player build does help him to defend at a high level. And I really do think he's still a very good card. Release is not elite on Chet, though. That's his main problem. Does have good sigs, but we're going to go S for now, but he might wind up moving down to A. Dirk is easily S for sure. I think Dirk is the third best power forward in the game. Elite release, elite size. Doesn't have a great leaner, but his sigs are pretty good. His stats and badges are elite. You can upgrade all his badges. He's an amazing card, and I do think he's S. Dolph Schayes is going to go, we'll put, he's only 6'8". He's undersized, small player build. Elite release, moves pretty well, but not elite defensive badges. He does have half anchor, besides that, doesn't have a lot. And yeah, I don't know. He's an incredible pick and pop guy, but he's just so undersized, small player build. I don't know. I think we might have to go B for Mr. Dolph Schayes. He might, I don't know. Maybe he's at A. DeMontis has like mediocre defensive stats. The defensive badges, no half anchor is kind of annoying. All of his badges are upgradable, which is good, but 90 shot 3 is good. The release on quick, it's still not that great. Basically, in her bad sigs. Yeah, we're going to throw him in the C tier as well. Nothing too special about that card. And I'm going to actually move Dolph and I'm going to move Amar'e up for now because I think they're both a tier above Giannis, but I think Giannis probably goes above these guys at this point. The one thing I don't like about Giannis's release, especially on this one, the Dark Matter, which obviously we'll get to in just a second, does not quite have that problem because the Dark Matter has it on quick, but on normal it's significantly worse. He steps in from the corners, which is annoying, but everything else about the card is absolutely exceptional, so I still think he does deserve a B tier spot. Giannis is either the best or second best power forward in the game, depending on what your opinion is, but he's an incredible card, obviously. Amazing. The release is much better on quick than it is on normal. He moves better. He's got like 30 Hall of Fame badges, which is mind-boggling. He is absolutely insane. An incredible top-tier card, and definitely going S. Jabari Smith, release is good, but he has bad movement, and he's 6'10", but he's got a very thin, small player build, so the bad sigs and the fact that he's kind of undersized, not a great defender, not quite as complete stat and badge-wise as most of these cards at this point, is going to throw him down to the D tier. Jaren Jackson Jr. is going to go A tier for me. I really like Jaren a lot. In fact, I think he's the best card in A tier right now, to the point that I'm actually going to move Amar'e down a tier. No, I'm going to move Dolph down a tier. Y'all may disagree with me, but I would take Amar'e over Dolph because of the size. I really do believe that. But Jaren is an elite defensive card, one of the best defensive cards in the game with a good release. Great player build, good pick and pop guy, has good badges. Very solid card. We're going to put him A tier as well. And then we're going to throw E in an S tier as well. I'm going to have to move one of these two guys down from S tier, and it is tough for me to... I'm going Bob. I'm leaving Bob in S, and I'm moving Chet to A. I think that's the fairest thing to do. I really prefer Bob to Chet at the power forward position, as crazy as that might sound because of the release. Just the way that I like to run a pick and pop. I think that's fair. But E, getting back to him, can get every badge, good release, good size, solid SIGs, good stats and badges, really good all-around card. He's just, I mean, he's not quite as good as the top couple power forwards, but he's definitely an elite level card still, and definitely still an S tier type of guy. Julius Randle, I haven't used this card, so I don't totally know what he looks like either. Some of these new all-star players, I don't really know. I kind of have to go off based on what their stats and badges look like. Great slashing, shooting is okay, no limitless, no agent 3. Defense is fine, but no anchor, or no Hoff anchor can't get upgraded. The defensive stats are kind of mid. The speed's fine, the shooting's fine. The release is not great. I've used his release on normal. On quick it'll be better, but it's still not going to be elite. Normal leaner, MJ dribble style, Kobe escape, carry behind the back. That's nice. He's got quick drops off too, which is good. Overall, he looks solid. I mean, he doesn't look amazing. He moves better than these guys that are in C tier, except for AD. I think his jumper's going to be better than AD's. I think badges all the way around outside of defense, he's going to be better than AD's. So I think he's going to be slightly better than a guy like Anthony Davis. So I think B tier is probably fair for him. Karl Malone's going to go A tier for me. Solid release, really good slasher. I know he's only 6'9", but he's got great defensive badges. He's a really good card. Definitely think he holds his own against the top power forwards in the game, and A tier is fair for him as well. We'll go KG and S, obviously. He and Giannis are the two best power forwards in the game. Can get every badge, incredible release, amazing SIGs, incredible defensive badges, amazing animations, incredible size. He is an elite top tier card, and he does deserve an S tier spot. Kevin Love's an elite shooter, but doesn't do a ton else besides shoot the ball. He's got good size, but I don't think he's incredible. I think he's decent, but I think C tier is probably fair for him. Lauri Markkanen, another one of the new Galaxy Opals that I haven't actually used or looked at, so we got to go overview this card real quickly. Bully Posterizer, great shooting badges, defense is fine. He is 7 foot, which helps make up a little bit for the fact that his interior stats and badges are not incredible, but he's got basically every badge on gold at least, which is nice, and he can get pick dodger if you want to finish him off. Release on quick isn't bad. The basic cleaner isn't good, but the MJ dribble style is good. Quick drops off 1 as a dunk package. Yeah, he's solid. We'll go B tier for him. I think he's going to be a pretty good option. Not incredible, but definitely pretty darn solid. Mel Daniels is D tier. This card sucks. They gave him terrible animations, a bad jumper. He is bad. Not worth using at all, in my opinion. Pau Gasol probably also goes B-ish. Maybe A. Maybe A. I don't know. Pau's not bad. His release is okay on quick. I wouldn't say it's incredible, but movement's decent. He's got the name behind the back, which is nice. Leaner being basic is kind of annoying, but he's got Hoff limitless, amazing defensive badges. Yeah, I'm going to move Pau up to A. I think that's fair. We don't have a lot of elite power forwards left on this list, so I think throwing him up in A is fair. I do think he's a pretty damn good card. Serge Ibaka, decent release, Hoff anchor, good slasher. Kind of just like a budget Amari. Not quite as good in any aspect, but he's a pretty good card. I just think at this point he's a little outdated in terms of the badges. Besides his Hoffs, which he does have good Hoffs, but he doesn't have that many, and stats aren't insane. Like, he's kind of mid. Sean Kemp's going to go D tier. I don't love this card. His movement isn't that good. His release is good, but it's not insane. They didn't speed it up. Even on normal, it's still decent, but it's not great. He's a great slasher, sure, but he's not an elite defender. He's like, meh. Not that good, to be honest. Thanasis Antetokounmpo. I threw this card on here only because he came out today. He's a power forward center. He's 6'7", so he's undersized. Great slashing. Can shoot. Good dunker. Decent defender. A lot of good gold badges, which is good. But the release, I don't know how it is. MJ dribble style, normal laner is good. SIGs, dunk animations aren't that great. The badges are like fine. The fact he's 6'7" is not fine. I'll say that. I don't know how his release is. If his release is good, he'll go up to C tier. I'll say that. But for now, since I don't really know, I'm going to go D tier for him. Tim Duncan's still going to go B for me just because he's got 20 Hall of Fame badges. Really an elite defender still. Release is not that great at this point in the game, but he does everything else pretty well still, so I think he's a very solid card. Not a great playmaker either, but you can't overstate those Hall of Fame badges and the defensive impact he can still make. Wes Unseld going to go C. I like the pick and pop ability. No, he's going to go D. His release is fine, but it's not elite. It's just, the power forward position is deep, man. A lot of these cards, especially B tier and up, and some of the guys even in C tier are pretty damn good and pretty damn usable. So I don't know. I feel like it's fair to put Wes in D because he is 6'7". He's undersized and he's not like an elite playmaker or anything like that. So hurts them a little bit there. And then Willis Reed is fine as well. I think C tier is fair. Decent release, good defender, Hoff limitless takeoff. He's good. He's got a pretty good release. I mean, he's fine. He's on the level of Anthony Davis, maybe even the best card in C tier, but not quite top tier for me at this point. So this is my list of the top power forwards in my team right now. Let me know what you think of my tier list down in the comment section down below, who I maybe ranked too high or too low, or left off the list entirely that you would like to know my thoughts on at the power forward position. So that is going to do it for this video. Hopefully y'all did enjoy. If you did, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon. I appreciate y'all. Peace.